Hello, Krishna. Am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, yes, you are audible, but little bit. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, all of you.
Yeah, good evening. Can we start? Okay. Can we start now?
Uh, yes, but I do not have any questions, so maybe I. Yeah.
Okay. Atul, do you have?
No, literally any question I did not have, but now I have to design heat exchanger as per division 2.
Okay.
So this is a basic practice, just start designing
Mm-hmm.
or some other point I have to consider.
Division two, as per which class you have to design, Atul?
No, sir, class mean?
Actually, as per division two, there are two classes: class one, class two.
Pressure wise.
No, no, actually,
No,
it is generally client's preference.
no, we have just a query about 15 exchangers. Like they said us that it is your responsibility. You want to do as per division 1, you can do. But if you want to do division 2 for cost cutting, you can also do with division 2. Then which we have to consider.
Yeah, see, if okay, okay. So if that is the question, I mean, that actually, I mean, you need to perform both, and maybe you should do whichever is coming the,
Yeah, yeah.
optimum. Yes.
Actually, Atul, what is your issue? Is you want to design heat exchanger and
As,
as per
as
division
per
two.
division 2. Then
Okay.
what is as per says? Yeah, what is class?
No, division two. Actually, you complete heat exchanger you want to design, or only saddles you want to design?
No, no, no. As complete heat exchanger.
Okay, complete heat exchanger, as Ramakrishna told that there are in two classes in the division two. The one is class one and class two, which is one is severe and one is normal service. So how is your heat exchanger? It's for normal service or it's a severe service?
No, normal service. Previous, I think so.
Okay, so it's a normal service. Then I think we can go with the class one.
Class one generally,
Yeah.
yeah. But what is the size of your heat exchanger? Can you tell?
Uh, ID is 1500 mm.
Okay. And the length,
6 meter tube length.
and what is the type of heat exchanger?
AS type, floating type.
Okay. Yeah, I think in that case it is better to go with division two, class one. But class two also you can go. But the only thing is the class one is allowable stress is I mean it's low compared to class two. But for the NDT wise, there will be some kind of relaxation, whereas class 2 means it is you will get a lower thickness, but the NDT is stringent. I mean, there are so many, I mean, there will be so many,
Testing requirements.
yeah, testing wise, there will be so many things will be a little bit stringent compared to class 1. So
So
generally, mostly people will go with class 1 only because of it is easy, and you need not make like the for a division 2, you need to make a UDS and MDR. So if it is class 1, that UDS you need not you need not certify it. Actually, I mean, is it a U2 stamp?
Yeah, you stamp.
Yeah,
You,
I mean U2 stamp. I mean.
division
you
two
to
comes
stamp.
for you two,
Yeah,
and division
yeah.
one
For
it's
you
only
to
you.
stamp, the procedure is there will be two kinds of documents. One is called user design specification, which is called UDS. So that has to be. I mean, if it is a class 2, that you need to first get it attested by a RPE called a Registered Professional Engineer. So there will be a charge for that. So, but for the if it is a class 1 and there is no fatigue, I mean requirement, then you can waive that. So like that.
Like that, military
Whether
appendix 48.
is it in cyclic service?
No, no, no cyclic service.
No cyclic service. Okay. Then you can.
It is bounded like a military appendix 48 requirements of designer.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can do as per class 1.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
class 1 and also the U2 stamp. U2 stamp, it's for division 2, U2 stamp comes. For division 1, it's only U stamp comes. Right? Okay, so any other point, Atul Sharma? Want to add?
No, right now.
Okay. Mr. Piyush Makhwana, I think you are coming first time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Can you please introduce to team?
Sir.
Yeah,
Myself, Piyush Makhwana,
yeah.
as a static equipment design engineer. Sir,
How many years of experience you have? In
4 years.
total. This is your first company?
No, second company.
There how many years?
2.8.
Means 3 years there and 4 years here, like?
No, 1 year here.
Okay. Means recently you joined here and 3 years you spent
Yeah.
there and 1 year here.
Yes, recently joined.
Okay.
Yeah, hello Piyush, welcome to the group.
Yes, sir.
You want to speak any specific topics or any issues you want to discuss here?
Right now, I don't have any topic. Sorry.
It's a cold storage, no? It's
Yes, cold storage.
okay. So you are designing double-walled vessels and that one?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you do the design with using PVLite or any other software?
PV light, yeah. Probably PV light. And we have standard वो क्या बोलते हैं एक्सेल है सभी तो उसमें सब कैलकुलेशन करते हैं.
अच्छा, तो PVLite क्या साइड में एक्स्ट्रा रखा है और सारा एक्सेल से करते हैं?
यस.
ओके.
बट जनरली यहाँ पे कैसा है कि स्टैंडर्ड कैलकुलेशन करके रखे हैं तो वहाँ पे एक्सेल यूज कर सकते हैं हम. तो PV लाइट की इतनी जरूरत नहीं रहती.
अच्छा, तो अभी कोई भी साइज आया कुछ भी आया तो आपका वो एक्सेल आप यूज़ करके उसको बना देते हैं, ऐसा बोल रहे हैं?
हाँ बस सही.
Yeah, because I mean PVLite is not so handy when comes to double wall.
Yes.
So that's it.
Right.
PVLite for we have to design for 2 separate vessels, right?
Correct.
If you want double wall means it's not it. Okay, so you make in Excel and whether you verify along with PVLite whether it's really correct or not, right?
Both.
Okay. And in between these 2 walls, you place some insulation or something in that one?
Vacuum and in an inside vessel वहाँ पे inside vessel में super insulation करके रहता है जो 25 mm करके हम insulate करते हैं.
अच्छा, तो वो मतलब पहला शेल के बाद में रहता है वो? पहला शेल के बाद में रहता है या
inside vessel के वहाँ पे outer surface पे insulation करके उसको बोलते हैं super insulation.
अच्छा.
In terms of यहाँ पे के हिसाब से सुपर इंसुलेशन करके बोलते हैं. बाद में लेता है परलाइट रहता है, दूसरा रहता है परलाइट.
अच्छा, तो 2 इंसुलेशन लगाया जाता है अंदर
जी.
अच्छा. फिर उसके बाद में फिर बाहर के शेल के लिए भी एक कुछ इंसुलेशन रहता है?
नहीं बाहर के सेल के लिए कुछ नहीं रहता है.
अच्छा.
बाहर का सेल हम एक्सटर्नल प्रेशर के हिसाब से डिजाइन करते हैं.
अच्छा,
तो 1 बार के डिजाइन करते हैं.
अच्छा, बाहर के शेल को और अंदर के शेल को
जनरली उसका प्रेशर रहता है 16 बार, 24 बार और 38 बार.
वो तो इंटरनल रहेगा, एक्सटर्नल?
यस, इंटरनल एक्सटर्नल प्रेशर 1 बार.
अच्छा, तो दोनों इनसाइड और आउटसाइड दोनों शेल को आप 1 बार प्रेशर से एक्सटर्नल प्रेशर से डिजाइन करते हैं?
इनसाइड रहता है सपोज मेरा रहेगा 90 बार इनसाइड प्रेशर है. तो बाद में 1 बार एक्सटर्नल प्रेशर रहेगा तो 20 बार करके रहता है.
हाँ, लेकिन वो दोनों शेल को आप 1 बार से एक्सटर्नल प्रेशर 1 बार से करेंगे, बराबर?
हाँ, राइट.
अच्छा. और ये कितना टेम्परेचर तक आपका माइनस में रहेगा?
-196.
मिनिमम 186 क्या?
हाँ, मिनिमम.
अच्छा, तो मटेरियल भी 316L?
304, 316.
316 या 304 आप यूज़
एज पर अपेंडिक्स 44
अच्छा, उसके हिसाब से आप करते हैं।
वहाँ पे चार ही क्या बोलते हैं मटेरियल है 304 304L 316 और 316L 347
हाँ हाँ,
ये 4-5 मटेरियल ये जो अलाउ करते हैं कि इसके हिसाब से डिजाइन करने का
अच्छा
एज पर अपेंडिक्स 44
अच्छा। तो एज पर अपेंडिक्स 44 या आप फॉलो करके ये चार कोई भी उसमें से कोई मटेरियल
जी
यूज़
जी
करते
जी
हैं आप
जी
करते हैं।
एएसएम जॉब के लिए
अच्छा अच्छा, ये सेमी जॉब के लिए। अच्छा, तो अभी फिर इसके लिए भी LTS वगैरह ये करना पड़ेगा आपको, इम्पैक्ट टेस्ट वगैरह?
इम्पैक्ट टेस्ट तो नहीं रहेगा इसमें क्योंकि
अच्छा।
मेरा मटेरियल ही 304 है तो वो एक्सेप्टेड है।
अच्छा, तो मैक्सिमम कितना तक एक्सेप्टेड है, उसके बाद इम्पैक्ट टेस्ट करना पड़ेगा इसको?
-196
नहीं तो 196 के अबव जाएंगे तो आपको इम्पैक्ट टेस्ट करना पड़ेगा क्या?
या राइट वहाँ पे
above
impact
नहीं,
test,
above नहीं, come, not above, below.
बिलो मीन्स -196 में मे बी 200
Minus
-200
200.
या
हाँ तो वहाँ पे इम्पैक्ट टेस्ट रहेगा।
अच्छा, तो -200 मीन्स आप मार्जिनल मतलब एग्जैक्टली जितना मैक्सिमम अलाउड है उतना लेके आप कर देते हैं, तो उसके ऊपर नहीं जाते।
हाँ मेरा मेरा रहता है मेरा फ्लूइड ही है राइट मेरा लिक्विड नाइट्रोजन है लिक्विड ऑक्सीजन है और लिक्विड आर्गन है।
अच्छा
वो उसका टेम्परेचर ही मेरा लिक्विड नाइट्रोजन आई थिंक -196 सेल्सियस है तो वहां तक उसके बाद में रहेगा हीलियम है तो आई थिंक 256 -256 है।
तो आपने वो हीलियम वगैरह का नहीं किया है क्या? हीलियम वगैरह
क्या
का,
सर?
हीलियम वगैरह का आपने किया है कुछ?
नहीं अभी नहीं अभी मेरे अंदर नहीं है कुछ ऐसा।
अच्छा अच्छा, लेकिन आपके इधर आता है, हीलियम वगैरह भी आता है आपके पास?
यस हीलियम टैंक है सब कुछ है यहाँ पे
अच्छा अच्छा।
LNG है हीलियम है।
ये वेसल ही है या टैंक भी बना, टैंक का भी करते हैं आप?
दोनों करते हैं।
अच्छा, तो टैंक का भी किया है आपने?
हाँ करते हैं।
अच्छा, तो टैंक के इसमें उसमें भी डबल वॉल वगैरह यूज़ करते हैं?
यस डबल वॉल।
अच्छा, फिर टैंक का डबल वॉल में
सिंगल वॉल यहाँ पे
हाँ,
क्या सर?
डबल वॉल में फिर उसमें कैसा प्रेशर वगैरह करेंगे टैंक के इसमें?
टैंक में वहाँ पे सेम प्रोसीजर सेम रहेगा
अच्छा,
टैंक में भी।
लेकिन टैंक का प्रेशर उतना ज़्यादा रहेगा तो वो उतना सस्टेन, क्योंकि एज पर कौन सा उसका स्टैंडर्ड कौन सा यूज़ करते हैं टैंक के लिए?
जनरली यहाँ पे 304 मटेरियल यूज करते हैं।
नहीं, मटेरियल कोड वगैरह टैंक का कोड?
हाँ टैंक का कोड
हाँ
अभी देखो EN के हिसाब से भी करते हैं ISO के हिसाब से भी करते हैं टैंक।
नहीं, APS 650, 620.
नहीं नो सर नो
No, that he is asking. So how do you design then? As per which rules? Hello, what is the design code? That is the question.
फॉर अ टैंक।
Yes. Yes.
हाँ फॉर अ टैंक सपोज मेरा रहेगा वर्टिकल टैंक है ओके तो यहाँ पे EN 13458 करके कोड है
अच्छा
यूरोपियन कोड।
अच्छा, 1345
13458
13445 या 45 13445 शायद, है ना?
13458
458
4, 5, 8.
अच्छा।
Okay.
हम्म। तो ये कोड से आप इसको डिज़ाइन करते हैं EN का? और
यस पूरा का पूरा EN 1254 भी है 1251 यस
1251
Yeah. What is the
हिसाब से भी
difference? What is the difference between both?
आपने किया है दोनों में, ये दोनों इसमें 134?
अभी तो मेरा EN 13458 पे ही है।
अच्छा, तो
अभी रिसेंटली ज्वाइन किया मैंने आई थिंक 2 महीने ही हुए मेरा।
अच्छा अभी रिसेंटली है क्या? तो अभी आप EN 13458 पे कर रहे हैं?
अभी मेरा ASME के हिसाब से और EN 13458 के हिसाब से।
ESME तो फिर वेसल के लिए करेंगे ना, टैंक के लिए?
टैंक के लिए सेम सर।
अच्छा, ये सेम ही यूज़ करेंगे क्या टैंक के लिए भी आप उधर?
यस यस यस, यहाँ पे प्रोसीजर सेम है। यहाँ पे बहुत आई थिंक 55 केएल के भी बनते हैं।
हम्म। तो 55 KL के लिए भी ये सिम यूज़ कर, लेकिन उसका तो फिर थिकनेस वगैरह बहुत बढ़ जाएगा, उतना बड़ा टैंक, उतना बड़ा ये 55 KL बोले तो बहुत बड़ा टैंक रहेगा ना, कम से कम 5
नहीं वो
मीटर।
लीटर के हिसाब। नहीं नहीं नहीं, इतना डिफरेंस नहीं आता है। इसलिए तो कोल्ड स्ट्रेस करते हैं, वहां पे मेरा थिकनेस कम आया इसलिए।
अच्छा, कोल्ड स्ट्रेस करते हैं क्या?
या मेरा सपोज मेरा रहेगा 138 मेगा पास्कल है,
हम्म।
तो मैं यूज कर सकता हूँ थिकनेस में 270 यूज कर सकता हूँ मेगा पास्कल।
ये कैसा, what is this cold stress? Can you tell us? I mean, why you can take the higher level?
पहला तो मुझे मेरा कोल्ड स्ट्रेस करने से मुझे क्या फायदा मिलेगा? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मुझे थिकनेस में बेनिफिट मिलेगा।
हाँ, नहीं, what is this cold stress? मतलब what is this cold stress? मतलब
आप कोल्ड रोलिंग बोल रहे हैं या कोल्ड स्ट्रेस बोल रहे हैं?
कोल्ड स्ट्रेस
मतलब कैसा, व्हाट इट मतलब क्या करते हैं कोल्ड स्ट्रेस में हम?
कोल्ड स्ट्रेस में रहता है मेरा 1.6 टाइम तक मेरा हाइड्रो कर सकते हैं हम।
नहीं, ये
वहाँ
क्या
पे मेरा
कोड में बोलता है या कोल्ड स्ट्रेस, मतलब ये मीनिंग
यस
क्या
यस
है?
यस कोल्ड या
कोल्ड स्ट्रेस का मीनिंग क्या, मतलब ये कोड में बोलता है कि तो आप अगर कोल्ड स्ट्रेस मतलब अपने को जैसे समझता है उसका वर्डिंग से, ये तो कुछ कोल्ड में कुछ किया हुआ है, ऐसा ऐसा है क्या?
नहीं, उसका एग्जैक्टली उसका मीनिंग क्या रहता है? अभी सपोज मेरा इंटरनल रेजिस्टर है, तो मैं वहाँ पे हाइड्रो 1.6 टाइम पे कर सकता हूँ, तो वो मेरा रहेगा कोल्ड स्ट्रेस, इसको कह सकते हैं, क्योंकि वहां से मेरा वेसल क्या बोलते हैं इलास्टिक लिमिट से बाहर चला जाएगा।
अच्छा, मतलब ठंडे इसमें आप उसको हाइड्रो टेस्ट करते हैं ऐसा, तब उसका इलास्टिक लिमिट ना जाए बोल के, ऐसा है क्या?
हाँ, वही प्लास्टिक जोन में चला जाएगा।
अच्छा, तो वहाँ पे लिमिट उन्होंने बढ़ा के रखा है क्या, मतलब वो जो
हाँ, तो लिमिट बढ़ा 1.6 टाइम तक हम हाइड्रो कर सकते हैं।
मतलब ठंडे इसमें, ऐसा ठंडे इसमें या नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर पे?
नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर या 50 डिग्री सेल्सियस।
फिर उसको कोल्ड स्ट्रेस कैसे बोल सकते हैं? फिर वो नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर रहेगा तो नॉर्मल स्ट्रेस रहेगा ना?
I think so. What he's trying to tell is, so see, not normally our limit is not to go beyond the yield, so that the deformation will not happen. So in this case, what they are doing is deliberately they are putting they are increasing such a pressure that which is beyond the yield limit. So once it is once it is yielded, so it will be in its place only. So it is used to it, but it will not fail, because generally failure happens when it is in tensile. So once it comes to that shape, no. So I think it will not have any impact. I think that's what he is trying to say.
But why he is saying that it's a cold? My word is using as a cold stress. The normal we have the stress limited by allowable limits stress, or we can say
actually there is something called plastic design. I also do. I'm not expert in that, but there is some plastic. We can do some people will do the design in the plastic zone.
Yeah, plastic and elastic zone. Yeah,
elastic. Yeah. So I think that's what he is trying to say.
Means instead of cold, it is a elastic or plastic something.
So that's what. So I think the concept is simple, as I understand from him. Once it is permanent set happens, it will not come back to the original position. It will stay in that position. So since it is already exposed to higher pressure, so even if it is subject to lower pressure also, I think it is not a problem. So that's what yes.
Achha.
जैसा कि once we are used to the stressed condition, so next time when you get the similar condition, but we are okay with it. I think something like that. He's trying to say. Yeah, am I right, Piyush?
पीयूष वो बोल रहे सही है
Yes, sir.
वो सही है
थैंक यू सर, आपने अच्छा समझा दिया।
अच्छा तो इलास्टिक लिमिट या प्लास्टिक लिमिट से क्रॉस करके वहाँ पे आप
Cross
बनाए
करके,
थे
yeah.
अच्छा अच्छा तो ऐसा ही करते
But I mean conceptual I know, but I never done it. But thank you, Piyush, for giving an example and have a bring to this. Thank you, new knowledge.
तो आप तो आप
हीट एक्सचेंजर डिवीजन में था, एचटी डिवीजन में।
अच्छा तो वहाँ पे आप ज़्यादा करके हीट एक्सचेंजर ही करते थे उधर हीट एक्सचेंजर ही करते थे या वेसल या
हीट एक्सचेंजर, ओनली हीट एक्सचेंजर, एचटी डिवीजन हजीरा,
अच्छा अच्छा हीट एक्सचेंजर
हजीरा सूरत में।
आपने डिवीजन 2 का भी हीट एक्सचेंजर किया है क्या
नो सर, नो सर।
अच्छा ओनली डिवीजन 1 करके यूज़ करके आप करते थे
यस, ओनली डिवीजन।
वहाँ पे तो पीवी वैलेट वगैरह यूज़ करते थे ना
जी।
अच्छा तो उधर फ्लोटिंग हीट एक्सचेंजर के लिए पीवी वैलेट यूज़ करते थे या कुछ और
फ्लोटिंग हीट एक्सचेंजर के लिए
हाँ फ्लोटिंग हेड वाला फ्लोटिंग हेड वाला किया है आपने ये इस टाइप
नहीं, अभी मेरे वहाँ पे मैंने आई थिंक 2.5 साल ही है, मैंने एयू बीएम और मोस्टली वहाँ पे कैसा था कि वहाँ पे प्रोजेक्ट आते थे वो बीएम टाइप के सब प्रोजेक्ट है मेरे अंदर
अच्छा
कि वहाँ पे मैं फ्रेशर से ज्वाइन 2 साल या 2.5 साल में रहा था वहाँ पे।
अच्छा अच्छा तो वहाँ पे ज़्यादा करके आप बीएम टाइप की आपने किया हुआ है
बीएम ओनली, सभी वहाँ पे बीएम टाइप और स्क्रू प्लग हीट एक्सचेंजर भी था वहाँ पे।
अच्छा स्क्रू टाइप हीट एक्सचेंजर भी किया है
हाँ, वहाँ पे किया, मैंने किया नहीं है बट वहाँ पे करते थे हम।
अच्छा आपने नहीं किया अच्छा स्टैक्ड हीट एक्सचेंजर वगैरह किया है क्या आपने
क्या सर?
स्टैक्ड हीट एक्सचेंजर मतलब एक के ऊपर एक रखने वाला हीट एक्सचेंजर प्लेसिंग
हाँ, अच्छा स्टेक टेस्ट,
हाँ
हाँ किया है।
अच्छा तो उसका लोड्स वगैरह कैसे ट्रांसफ़र कर देते
वहाँ पे जनरली अभी कैसा है कि सभी सिंप्लीफाई कर दिया है एक्सेल में ही सब कुछ। मैं आपको अच्छे से समझा पाता बट अभी कैसा है कि अभी यहाँ पे हम बाहर आए।
कृष्णा क्या डू यू डन एनी टैंक्स जॉब्स आल्सो
Yeah, I have done, but not higher size. So that's
What is the
not.
maximum
Yeah,
size you
I have done up to 12 meter or something. So small tanks.
okay in that one any rafter supported tanks are there
Yes, there are. Yeah, Raptor support and even column supported also were there.
then how do you design that rafters in that one
Rafters actually normally the software it will do. I mean, we have that intergraph tank, no, so it can handle. I mean, so that I mean it's a simple. It's like a simple rafter design. It's like a inclined beam with two supports, simply supported. So like that, it will take.
which software it is
It is intergraph tank.
in Integraft okay it's a
Intergraph. I mean,
Okay,
I
okay.
mean now I think it is now it is changed. I think
only tank they kept it is now
tank. Yeah.
okay so in that you can design tank also no it's not only rafter complete tank also you can design
After tank we can design. I am talking specifically about this, and even we can do it in manually also. But if it is a column support, yeah, we can consider like a column support. I think that we need to do it in stat only. That we used to give it to the outside the structural design.
okay so in this intergraph tank it's not available the column supported tank
No. Only it can do simple raptor support because it is simple. It's like a so there will be center ring. So we can consider like a it is a self-supported beam, but only thing is it is inclined. So we can do it manually also.
okay So this drum and that one, I think it's a bit difficult. A central drum design and that one. So
No, the central drum, nothing complicated, no, it is simple.
simple means we have to find the inertia of that one again. Then
Of course,
forces is
of
coming
course,
and
yeah,
that, that one.
yes.
So, correct. And sometimes we the shape of that one is differ with the client to
Yeah.
client. Again,
Yes,
we have to find
yes.
that.
I think generally it is a fabricated section, no, it will be
Yeah. Generally it's fabricated.
fabricated section. Actually, the section will be taken and it will be bent to the required radius. Yeah.
And there are some supports by which we are taking this rafter connected to that one and that one.
Actually, this is petrochemical, so end product is butene.
Okay.
So, I mean, once the refinery, the refinery output of the refinery, what are the waste from the refinery, no?
Mm-hmm.
So they will further use it in PPU. They'll make this polypropylene pellets. So from that, I mean, they'll do the processing and they'll use it to make the pellets, and these pellets will be used for the further. For the plastic manufacturing. It will be input for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that for the butene also.
Okay. So in granular form they will produce
Yes,
this.
they'll produce, and so this PPU project right now I'm handling this, the biggest in the world. So I mean it's 980 KTA, it's 980 kilotons per annum, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I think the biggest capacity so in the world.
Uh,
So I think we are doing.
so all equipment also maybe the biggest one in that one.
Yeah. I mean, not like refineries, but number of equipments are more.
Numbers of equipment. Which are the different equipments are there?
Last time we discussed, we have columns, reactors, filters. So we have all sorts of. We have reactors, columns, filters, heat exchangers, silos. Yeah, so many variety. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Maximum you have the heat exchangers, no? You already done heat exchangers.
Only heat exchanger. Floating type, fixed type, all type. Stack conditions.
So in this floating heat exchanger also used to do in PV light.
Yeah.
Okay. So PV light, what option you use in that one?
We in tube sheet designing we use as a floating type floating type heat exchangers, and we do pre-select floating tube sheets, and we filled up floating side in the geometry. It is as simple like fixed tube sheet.
Fit tube sheet, huh?
Even fixed, he means fixed.
Okay. Fixed tube sheet. Okay. Did you done any spiral type this one heat exchangers
No. Spiral type, no, we did not do.
and pipe in pipe heat exchanger? There are
Piping type, one of my last engineer did, but he did as like injected vessel.
injected vessel. Means how it is?
Jacketed.
Okay.
Jacketed vessel.
Oh. So he made one jacket as top, and that is another pipe is inside like that. Okay. So
Yeah, just to make a geometry and reference this. This is like a double pipe heat exchanger.
So what there are in double pipe there are some bends and that one. How you will consider that one?
No, it is like hairpin type.
Yeah, hairpin type. So bend and that one.
If it is hairpin type, then this is also as per jacketed vessel. Because U band is nothing to handle too much, but we considered as if there is something U band, we consider one more gauge with 2 or 3 rows.
No, or in our project we have hairpin type. So there, what vendor did, Actually, he considered like a full shell instead of a U-bend. And anyway, tube sheet has to be common. So we need like this. So we can do like that also.
It is.
Means he didn't bend that one. He's considered as a means
Bigger
straight
shell.
only. Yeah, bigger.
Bigger shell. If channel is common.
For channel is common, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that I mean, for him, design is simple. So somehow he has done it in PVLet itself.
So he made the simple shell and tube heat exchanger, and like that is.
Yes.
Okay.
What he has done is for the other shells which are too small, instead of two shells, he considers like a bigger shell. So he made the design.
Okay. So might be that one, the thickness also might be he can taken the higher side.
Sorry, shell side he has done only one. See, actually on the channel side he combined. So yeah, so he has done some kind of what is called some kind of arrangement.
Okay.
Yeah. My.
You are mute, I think.
Yeah, I did 15 plus stack heat exchangers. And all different 13 was we have calculated the same as last one, saddle load, wind load, and force load.
Okay.
And we put up a loads on saddle and one force in CGO heat exchanger. Is it okay?
No.
Sir, can you repeat your question, Atul?
I designed bottom exchanger.
Yes.
And I put up a load of both of saddle of top exchanger, 3 load, empty, hydro, and operating condition. Total 6 load. 3 to fixed saddle, 3 to sliding saddle, and then 3 forces X, Y, Z axis in CG of the bottom exchanger with considering wind areas.
No, how many saddles? Only 2, no?
Only 2.
So why 4, 3 or 4 you are saying? I mean, we didn't understand. So your question actually. Did you understand?
Atul, actually, you have stacked heat exchanger, and in that one, bottom heat exchanger, you want to transfer the loads and that one, top heat exchanger.
I designed bottom exchanger.
Okay.
Yes.
Bottom exchanger have 2 saddles, fixed saddle and sliding saddle.
Okay.
Yes.
For top exchanger, we did not design in PVLite, so we transferred load and bottom exchanger.
Yeah. So what you can do is for the top exchanger you can design separately, and whatever that loads or moments are coming, so that you can input as a movement, force and movement at the saddle location. That way you can do.
In both saddle location.
Yes. Yeah. That you can do. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I do this. With considering wind area. With considering wind area of top exchanger.
Yes. So that's how it should be done. It's correct.
Okay.
So wind and that one maximum comes for top heat exchanger only. Bottom heat exchanger is wind and that one not that much effect. So whatever maximum comes, you can transfer that.
It should be generally it is same. Both are generally same.
Yeah, wind speed and the height, if you consider, no, top heat exchanger height is more, no.
Yeah, that's right. But I think that much difference will not come, I guess.
No, if we consider wind areas in top bottom exchanger, the FL and FT will took higher side.
Okay.
So the top heat exchanger, whatever the as Ramakrishna told, whatever the loading coming, you just have to transfer that to the bottom side.
Just transfer weight and force.
Yeah. Transfer means you have to apply manual, means additional loads on this bottom.
As like partition weight.
Yeah, additional weights and moments you have to add.
Generally, I can't do.
If weight is added again, it will calculate the additional forces.
Yeah, that is additional calculation. Force calculation and weight calculation.
I think you should put only load, not the mass.
Yeah, only load.
Only load. If you give mass, again it will calculate the seismic separate again. I mean, it will add. So it is, which is I mean, it's
We considering
More
center of
ambiguous.
gravity is operating condition.
yes.
I want to do something in heat exchanger like in a stack condition. It is a four exchanger in a stack condition,
Okay.
and saddle is not possible to do, so we have to develop in stat pro like a column.
Heat exchanger you want to make
For
in
each
the,
exchanger, we just provided box type.
Box type. Yeah. Okay.
Box
Yes.
type. So there is no dimension. We can do direct FEA.
No, why FEA? Actually, the only you design 4 heat exchangers separately, and that structure guy will take care. No, why FEA? FEA, I don't think it is necessary. I mean,
FEA for box type, because we did not know how much thicker box we have to consider.
box type in the sense I couldn't put.
Box type is a sense like stack type saddle is not possible to establish 4 type of heat exchanger. Or with support for fourth one, third one, second one, we are trying to put up a box like a drawer.
Can you make kind of a sketch or something, maybe so that you know?
No, right now I do not have any picture. It is like a drawer. If a table has a 3 drawer,
Okay. Okay.
so we have to provide it. We have to start providing third exchanger and fourth exchanger as a like box with 4 support, like a truss.
in a means yours as a box, as a drawer, you have placing this heat exchanger, right?
Pipeline will free, but all supports will try to hold this third one and fourth one like platform. Weight did not weight did not conclude in bottom exchanger, because the last one will be like a more load, 4 times and 6 times of their weight.
But this if you support take from bottom, then all the loads will be transferred to the bottom only, no? Or in where you transfer?
We want to deploy in various types.
No, Atul, let me ask you a question. Whether all the exchanges are one above? All are in
Yes,
same?
yes, one above.
Yes.
Yeah.
4 exchangers are there, and in that one placing one above others, and
Yeah, one above. They like 2 stack, 3 stack, and 4 stack.
okay. So in that one you are making a box and you want to analyze that one by using FEA.
Their foundation will be separate from bottom exchanger, because we do not deploy more weight in down to exchanger.
But weight where you will transfer? Weight comes to the bottom only, no?
No, weight comes to the bottom only. We want to develop any arrangement like support.
Yeah, means once from
which
bottom you want to
directly
take some
connected to the
support.
foundation.
Yeah, like ladders you want, like ladders you take some supports from bottom.
Yes, ladders and platform type.
Okay, you want to means top 2 exchanger you want to take support from bottom. Bottom means from ground, and 2 exchanger another ground. There is some different supports, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so means that box you want to analyze by FEA.
Yeah.
You can do FEA. There is no issues. But FEA when there is a if we a normal analysis we cannot do, then we'll go for FEA, right, Ramakrishna?
Yes. I mean, I think your stat person can do it.
Yeah, just
No need. If you have if you don't have a structural engineer, okay, that is a different scenario altogether. But
Yeah. We did not have any such engineer, but someone also told us that someone can do it easily.
yeah. Then you can do it. Yes. You don't have, you can do it.
Thank you.
okay. Any other points you want to discuss?
Yeah, that's it. So,
Ramakrishna or
Just
Atul?
one last query about like EPC companies and consultants.
Which
When
one?
they issue inquiry for the vendor, they establish their MDS and PDF.
Okay.
And mention thickness there is like too much, too low. Now how they consider 10 mm thickness while we are designing in query purpose? All vendor did not do design. If I designed it, thickness is going to 26, 22 mm, then how can they bid?
Yeah. So,
Ramakrishna, you got question?
Yeah.
What actually is question?
no, I will tell you. So here, what happens is when they, when normally for the quotation to the manufacturer, they will give the PDS and an MDS. Okay. So when in that MDS, they will mention the thickness of the shell, let's say shell or head or whatever. So they will just calculate just for the pressure, internal pressure or external pressure. For the basic pressure, they will do it.
Minimum thickness they will inform.
Maybe minimum thickness they will do it, and that they will give for inquiry. But during the design, generally, once we apply the nozzle loads, or maybe because of any reason, if it is a failure due to some other loads, etc. So in that case, thickness will go higher. So how to deal with that? That is his question.
Yes, yes.
So that is actually that is it has to be two ways. One is that is your proposals has to take care of it. So one is either to verify that taking minimum nozzle loads etc. To verify in the beginning itself, and that is one of the completely take care of the design and you will verify yourself and that thickness is confirmed. Like that you will do it, then you will take that is one approach. And second approach is to tell your proposal will say we are proceeding the bid as per your thicknesses, and if during the bid if the thickness goes high, so it will be additional price. So
No, but Smart EPCs have already mentioned there are general loads. This is final thickness, external thickness without application.
that is actually there are two things. One is technical and commercial.
Yeah,
Yeah, commercial part, I think your proposal has to take care.
yeah. Because in the last 15 days, Mega Engineering issues 2 inquiries, and they have a huge inquiry like a 30 exchangers, and we did not have any time because I am a single designer. So how can I deal with it?
You have to add some additional thickness, because whenever you arise only you will take the shell, what your internal pressure and that one. What your thickness you arise, you just add some margin in that one, because nozzle loads and that one you have to take care of. So normally we used to add 20% and extra in that one thickness. So like that.
It is okay, 25%, but in the last 2 months, I found one tag. Thickness is going to 10 mm to 26 mm.
So then your calculation got something wrong in that one, because whenever initially you calculated just internal pressure, when you calculate only nozzle load you need to add. So nozzle load will not vary from 10 mm to 26 mm.
Everything was double checked, and also and he's also said that we did mistakes during a PDS.
Then it's their mistake. It's not that your mistake. It's then their mistake. If they change the water, maybe internal pressure or something, then it may be they have to bear that one, right, Ramakrishna?
Yes.
Yeah, they have to bear that. But 25% margin factor will fail here, na?
Yeah. Normally we used to give 20 to 25% when we calculate internal pressure, not we considering any nozzle loads or any other loads. Then only we'll consider 20%. So if you do,
But generally for horizontal, if it is a column, it's a different thing. But generally, if you're careful enough and if you consider the pressure, you will do the basic pressure, design pressure check. Apart from consider nozzle loads, generally it should not change.
It will not change.
For a horizontal vessels.
Yeah.
But if it is a column, that is different. It can go, most of the times it will be, it will increase only.
but normally in columns and that one we consider the bottom shell thickness. Means whatever the higher will comes, no, we consider all for that one and for proposal or may submit for inquiry.
No, but then you will not be competitive.
Yeah, then again,
You will be out of competition.
L1 will not get L1.
Yeah,
Like
you
that.
will not be in L1, maybe L10 or maybe L20.
But the margin, whatever, because this column, no, many internals comes, many supports comes, many
Yes.
analysis means lifting comes. So we normally keeps this margin. So if we only calculate the internal pressure, then we'll consider the bottom one. Otherwise,
My own
otherwise,
experience, I mean, not now, but long back, the PMC given that, I mean, the PMC given, they said that it is a 26 thick. And later on during the detailing, it has gone to the bottommost course, I think it is higher is 36 or 40, something like that.
okay. So almost
So,
50% more.
yeah.
So that's only this column. Normally, we have to consider
Column is unpredictable, but I think generally for a horizontal or even for a small vertical vessels, it will not have an impact most of the time. I don't know that particular case how, unless they made a blunders, generally it won't happen.
If from their mistakes, then we have to tell them that this is your mistake. And
Maybe they have given very, very higher nozzle load. That is also a chance. But for nozzle load, generally you can go for insert plates. You have, instead of increasing the shell thickness.
and one more option also, you can tell your piping guy also this nozzle loads what are coming, give some supports and that one, and take that loads out. Yeah.
Manufacturing or you're from what kind of industry? Manufacturer?
I'm only vendor, manufacturer and designer.
Manufacturer, yeah. So I think, then in that case, you need to ask your client to reduce the nozzle loads. They will do it in some cases.
Tell them that take some piping supports and that
Generally,
one.
it happens for the bigger nozzles. So you can ask which are the biggest nozzle you have.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, they can ask them to optimize it. So,
Yes, sir.
Okay, Atul. Any more?
No, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, Ramakrishna, do you have anything?
yeah. Have a nice weekend. Thank you, Ravi, and thank you, Atul.
Thank you. Same to you. Nice weekend. Have a good day.